Everyone has pros and cons to their life, and some more than others. However, first generation Mexican Americans have a very interesting buffs and debuffs. So today guys, I'm going to tell you guys what you should expect on your first playthrough as a Hispanic American in America.
Most kids in America will begin their education at a young age, starting off their quest in an establishment they call preschool. I don't know exactly what you do in this establishment, since I've never attended preschool, but I heard it's a great test run to see if your kid could go half a day without shitting themselves or eating glue.
Yeah, boy.
Any other skills gathered are just XP bonuses. Alright, let's talk about some of the stats that you get for choosing the Hispanic class. Spicy nullification, climbing speed, and roasting defense, and an extra slot to wield 2 languages simultaneously. But there are some downsides to picking this class, as it includes a bunch of nerfs and debuffs as any other race, such as a low come in class title, which means you're gonna be broke as but at least you get free lunch at school. There's also a height debuff. Not every Latino, but let's face it, it's the majority, including myself. There's also a tennis debuff, because have you ever seen a Mexican who's actually good at tennis? Yeah, well, me neither. But keep in mind that these stats could change the more un-Hispanic you try to become. For Hispanic kids, the real quest begins in kindergarten. This will be the most fun and puzzling part of the journey. You see, regular kids will be off learning how to count to 10 and improving their reading skills throughout the year. Meanwhile, us little Chicanos will be stuck on tutorial mode for about half the year. Okay, let's say, hi, my name is Scout. Hi, my name is Scout. Well, you're close. Let's try that again. Hi, my name is Scout. Shut the hell up! However, after kindergarten, Hispanic kids split off into 2 different groups. Many science teachers call this part natural selection. Meanwhile, I call it kids who go to ELD and those who don't. And for those of you who don't know what ELD is, the term ELD stands for English Language Development, which basically it's a program designed for those learning English as a second language. However, anyone who has a hard time reading or bad grammar can be sent there too. As I remember seeing an out-of-place Asian and white kid in the program who had parents that you could say were more than fluent in English. And you're probably going to say, well, how do you know that? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Anytime we had anything signed by our parents, the teacher always made special copies for them written in English. Something funny that I just kind of started thinking right now is that I never found it weird that they were there in the first place, since I don't think any of us even knew what ELD was. In my mind, I guess as a kid, we probably thought it was where all the best soccer players got sent to.
Interestingly enough, something pretty profound happens during middle school.
You've made it to middle school, and this is the time where many Hispanics start to form their identities. During this phase, my fellow beings were subtly changing. Every kid went from looking like a boy to looking like a young gardener in the making, all because of the dreaded peach fuzz mustache. Let's look into some of the identities Hispanics could get. First we have the I don't play soccer anymore kid. This kid went from playing soccer every day and sucking at it to start playing flag football or basketball after school, claiming that soccer is for pussies. Oh really? Well, guess who's been a pussy for 12 years now. This especially applied to chubby kids who got tired of playing mandatory goalie. The next is the quiet kids. These kids soon became obsessed with video games and started to gravitate to music such as alternative music or just some type of rock. Also during this time, their hair grows longer, making them look like an extra from Apocalypto. We also then have the smart kids who started to roll their backpacks instead of carrying them. Oftentimes these guys begin to get busier and busier, meaning you would see them less if you didn't have classes with them. And also, this is the last time you would ever see them with their back straight or without glasses. Then we have the school favorites, the popular kids. Often they're the most attractive and light-skinned Hispanics of the school. Being good at a sport other than soccer definitely helps you get in these class types. Also, knowing little to no Spanish definitely helps. Last but not least, we have the cholos in the making. These kids were the ones with silver teeth and weekly parent conference meetings. Well, eventually the parents conference meetings got replaced by detentions and suspensions. These kids became more mentally unstable than before, and are professionally diagnosed as bipolar. As one minute they're asking if you want a hit from their hookah pen, to trying to pressure you to go bodies in the bathroom. And for those of you who don't know what bodies means, it refers to typically going to a disclosed location to start punching each other, mainly the bathroom, with hits only being able to be thrown at the upper torso and not at the head. What about the soccer player? Guys, we already know, they want to be a soccer player when they grow up, their grades suck, yada yada yada. Let's move on to high school.
And during high school, you're starting to see less of those who are planning to go to a university and more of those who are planning to go to a community college.
High school is a year where you start to see a true Latino's colors shine, or not. Typically in this portion, you start to see fewer troublemakers. Oftentimes they're shipped out to continuation schools, while others drop out to hang out at local parks all day, alongside some not so productive members of society. To do what, you ask? Well, go ask 6ix9ine, cause I sure as hell ain't trying to get stitches. Now, let's look at the kids we previously analyzed and see where they are now. Remember the quiet kids? Well, now they strictly wear black and start to show the long-term effects of mommy and daddy issues. They've even started to pick up new hobbies and interests, such as anime, dubstep, and guns. Their stats haven't changed, although they've gotten a new passive where their body can run on a single can of Monster or Arizona tea a day. The Hispanic kids that were considered cool and popular throughout the years suddenly get an enormous buff in football and baseball, even though they just picked up the sport like a year ago. Like bruh, how? Also, they become more whitewashed over time. Not really a debuff, just an observation. If you didn't see the smart kids before, well, now they're nowhere to be seen. There is one huge ability into playing these class, and that is if you're smart, hardworking, and Hispanic, a secret ability known as affirmative action will activate as soon as you start applying to universities. Another thing to know is that this is where the new beginning, or ending, concludes for No Sabo kids. No Sabo kids are basically kids who grew up in a Spanish neighborhood and know as much Spanish as a white kid working at Taco Bell. You see, these kids split off into two different groups. The ones who take Spanish for an easy A and become more fluent in the process, and those who take a less globally used language such as French or Japanese to appear as more exotic to their peers. This ends any future of them ever learning Spanish ever again. This pretty much concludes the video. Please don't take any of the things I said here too seriously. I made this video for fun as a joke, so don't send this to the Latinx kids so they can go after me.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first time ever kind of trying this new style of vlog, but storytelling. It's kind of nerve-wracking because I'm not like the most extroverted person, and filming outside, and whoa, that's really bright. Filming outside is really nerve-wracking for me, especially since I kind of just come alone. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want to see more, I will be showing you like $80 worth of stickers that I bought, so you know, stick around for that, and if not, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I am ready.